says she's very upset as dating over 50 sucks. My Tano the Fiend channel. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's watch it.
So it turns out that dating
this gotta
over
be
50 absolutely sucks for women. You know, many modern women say, oh, I'm going to be able to find my dream man whenever I want. There's opportunities around the corner. Well, they come to find out that at 50 years of age, their opportunities are in fact dwindling. So this woman right here, guys, she says she's very upset as dating over 50 is just not working out for her. Let's jump into it.
Dating over 50, this just happened, and I am upset about it, and I don't know what to do. So I'm going to jump on here and see what y'all think. So please leave me a comment down below. And I'm definitely a big believer in, you know, you got to listen to your intuition. You got to look within, and I'm certainly going to do that. And
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. Your intuition didn't help to you in your 50 years of life. You know, I don't think that's about intuition. You better start to use your brain cells to start to have intuition.
Sorry, but if you're dating at 50 years of age, you can't claim to have any sort of, you know, dating intuition, right? This is kind of like a homeless person with no money saying that, you know, they are spiritually good with finances. You know, it's kind of like going to a homeless person and they're giving you financial advice and they're like, yeah, man, I've got really good intuition when it comes to finances. Okay.
I think it's everyone first impression when we heard that what she said. Like me and Taylor had this exact same reaction.
Been doing that, but you know, I will tell y'all what just happened. So basically, Mr. GK and I had a date planned for this Friday, and you know, we went to lunch on Tuesday, which we've actually been doing that every week, and it was fun. You know, whatever. But I have been getting some, like, I don't know, intuitive hits of things that aren't lining up. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Maybe it's some of his behavior. Maybe it's like sometimes he takes longer to text back, which I know that's not a big deal. So that's not, I don't think that's it at all. I don't know. I actually went and even saw my therapist and she was.
You know, I always see people complaining about taking long time. People caring too much about, oh, he didn't left a heart to my message. Oh, he took so much time to reply. Or men sometimes complaining about that behavior of women as well. Like, I never paid too much attention, none of that, to be honest. It really doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. I don't understand, like, for real. I don't. I really don't.
It was like, Heather, those really aren't red flags. Those are more like orange flags. And so just don't worry about it. So I was really trying to just like.
For me, it's like, if the person answers now, it's fine. If she answers later or he answers later, you know, like whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the person answers when he or she can. You know?
Kind of figured like, you know what, it's probably my past, you know, but like there is some things in his behavior. So I'll give you an example.
Before she jumps into the example, you already know what she's describing here. Okay, so she has this feeling that this dude is not actually going to commit to her. Okay, and usually this feeling is correct, by the way, by modern women. You know, because oftentimes these men don't actually want to commit to them. I also find it funny that how this woman has a therapist who she frequently goes to. And also notice how she mentions that she has a past.
More money is being spent like, you know, very uselessly in a very futile way. Oh, being therapists, what a waste of money. What a waste of money. I never saw therapists actually helping anything, to be honest.
In here. Okay, so she has a past with bad boys who don't want, you know, who don't want to commit to her, and now she's getting the same feeling with this next man. Do you guys see the pattern here? Right, 50-plus-year-old woman, extensive past with chads.
For me, the only value that a therapist has is like it's almost the same as a psychologist. You know, you pay that person to listen to you, to listen your problems. Don't even, I don't know if I should say that, but I would not even be answering, Oh, sorry. I would be even looking for an answer of that person to fix my life, like magical or something, or some mantra or something, anything that person would, say me to do. It's most about you telling your stuff to someone and knowing that that someone cannot or should not tell that stuff that say to other person because it's protected by I don't know if your culture has that, but in mine has. Like, if you say something to a therapist or psychologist, they cannot tell to other person, or they need to respond for a crime. It's something like that. So yeah, if you wanna really tell stuff to someone that you can trust, you can trust because you know that they will not talk to other person. Then it's good, but don't expect anything out of it. It's just more about you have someone to vent to, you know. I would say I would say it.
Getting flashbacks to not being committed to.
This morning, he texted me good morning and sent me this link to some video thing he was in. And so I responded and was like, oh, whatever, love it. You did such a good job. And then I said, so what time are we going tonight? Because when we talked on the phone last night, he was like, you know what? I don't really know what time I'll be able to pick you up tomorrow night. And I haven't really made a plan for what we're doing because my daughter, he has his kids this weekend and his daughter is, going to go to the lake, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I'll let you know the time and place when I get in and I figured this out last night. Well, then I woke up this morning and he didn't tell me, he didn't text me anything. And then when he sent me the good morning text, there was nothing in there about this is what time I'll pick you up. And so
he's clearly overthinking. Oh my God.
That's why when I responded to his text this morning, when he sent me that video, I said, great job. But then I also said, what time will you be picking me up?
Right. So notice, okay, she can't secure the date times out of the man that she is quote unquote dating. Okay, this is classic stuff, guys. It's like the reason why the men don't offer up their time immediately is because probably he's really not that interested in continuing to date this woman. It shocks a lot of these women to actually understand that men have their own preferences too, and a lot of guys, they're going to not want to take a woman seriously who's over 50 years of age. Like, this, a lot of guys are simply not doing it. I don't care if the dude has a kid. I don't care if the dude is.
Yeah, could be that too. It really could be that too. Or maybe it wasn't until she starts to annoy him about messages like she's doing. And then really it became that,
Is even older than 50. Oftentimes these guys are
like she made her own fear reality. She brought to she literally made her feelings reality. She was fearing so much that that the guy wouldn't search for her anymore, that she started to to disturb the guy all the time for messages and blah 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 many stuff, and the guy just lost interest for her being so annoying and complicated.
and not looking to have serious committed relationships with women over 50, especially those who post on TikTok.
And he didn't respond. And then I went to yoga and I got out of yoga. I sent him that text at 9 a.m. And then I got out of yoga at like 11. I got home at like 11:30. And then by noon, he still hadn't responded. So, and actually he left me on delivered,
Oh my
which
God,
I don't
what
love
a
that. So I thought,
crime.
well, maybe he didn't read it because the first
should be
line said,
punishable
good
by
job. And then the
death.
second line was the line that said, like, what time are we going tonight? So I thought maybe he is in a meeting and he left it on delivered, so he didn't see the second line. So, of course, I sound like a teenager that I'm freaking out so much about the dumb freaking texting, which
Yeah, which shows that you matured nothing in 50 years. Nothing. You still your brain is still of a teenager. It's still of a child, to be honest. You matured nothing. And I'm not to say this for the sake of making fun of you or anything like that. I'm saying the reality. You're acting like not a teenager. You're actually like just a child. I think you never left being a child at all. You keep being you think you're an eternal child. You're still looking for what you want, what will satisfy you. You don't accept the reality, and you're just looking for your what's gonna bring you more pleasure in your life, and not actually caring about the other person, the other self, you know? It's complicated. I mean, it's not complicated, but you make this stuff complicated.
Overthink it, I know.
No, you're not overthinking it. The man is not interested. Okay, this is why these women are still.
Maybe it's both. I still think she's overthinking. Like, even if the guy is not, even if the guy is interested, but he didn't reply sooner enough, she would be, in this very same way that she's now. Like, she would be freaking out like she's doing. Yes, she is overthinking.
Single at 50 years of age, guys, is because they're chasing men who are simply not interested in taking them seriously. For all the talk that women do about, oh, I don't want to settle, I refuse to settle for anything less than I'm worth. These women actually don't understand how much they are worth to men, right? A lot of them think they are worth, I'm worth commitment from this guy. I'm really worth, I'm wife material. This guy should marry me. This guy should get into a relationship with me. But when you look at the reality of what's happening, the men don't want to take you seriously. If you cannot secure a relationship out of a man, especially before you have intimacy with him, you can't, the man is out of your league. Okay? I don't necessarily mean he's out of your league looks-wise or in terms of morals or whatever the case may be, but you have these women going around here, guys, thinking that they can get commitment from men that they actually can't. And you come to find out that, hey, maybe you're not entitled to that guy who has all the meetings, who makes 100K plus a year. Maybe you're not entitled to that tall guy. Women will always seem to these days, they push for commitment out of the men who are out of their reach, guys. And they don't want to humble themselves and understand maybe that quality of man is not going to commit to you.
So I sent him a text at noon and I said, did you not get my above, or did you not read my above text? ?
I still think that she's humbling herself. She probably decreased a lot of what she was looking for, but it's nothing like she has to still decrease more, It's not what she's worth yet. Because thing is that she has been decreasing because she has no choices. She has no choices anymore like when she was 18, Like, of course, she still have plenty of choices out there, but not the ones that she's looking for. So she had to decrease her bar, but not as she was supposed to be. It's still pretty much high because she's decreasing it little by little as she gets older. But it's not as long as she's losing. It's not nothing compared as the value that she's losing with her age, And being paranoid like this, because time makes this with her as well. Makes her more and more paranoid because of all the past relations in itself.
Because I'm thinking like, surely if you read it, you would have responded. So he called me and he said, right after that, he's like, hey, call me right back. So I did. 1 second, I'm watching my son's dog this weekend and he's being crazy. I'll show y'all. Oh my goodness, you guys stop it right now, stop. And so basically we talked on the phone for like an hour, and not an hour, 30 minutes. And I said, he was like, listen, I'm really sorry, but this is my last weekend with my kids. And he was like, I'm feeling really guilty about leaving my daughter tonight because my other two kids are going to be gone. So she was going to be here alone. Mind you, his daughter's 16. And there was a part of me that's thinking like, why would a 16-year-old daughter want to be with her dad on a Friday night? Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I was 16 years old, I was with my boyfriend or with my friends all the time, especially on a Friday night. So,
I mean, of course,
she's not wrong. Like her daughter, I mean.
You were right already linking into that past, right? Out, as someone who's.
But she gives us more and more glimpse of the past that will be used against her. Damn, not even me done such a thing. Like, Of course, I was always very like isolated, and yeah, I'm not more that much sociable.
Who's not even 18, being out every weekend with friends and boyfriends. Yeah, that's certainly a good sign for that history, right? But here's the thing, right? I don't think this woman is overthinking. I think these men just are not interested. Okay, like they're simply not. And a lot of these women think that they're fantastic catchers. Like they'll say crap like, "Oh, I go to therapy. I'm healed. You know, I know what I want now," as if that has any bearing on what men might be looking to commit to. Like women seem to think it's a flex to be like, "Here's what I want." You know, I'm a strong and independent woman, okay? I know what I want. I'm established in my career. I've got this money, or maybe I've got this
Oh, I bet she know what she wants, but what she wants she can't get.
house. But they fail to realize that men don't care. Okay? Like when you're out there in the dating market, it's not about what you want. It's about what the man wants. And to be honest with you guys, again, these women are simply pricing themselves out. And you know, a lot of these younger women, right? Let's just say you've got like an older successful guy, okay, that some of these older women are looking to date. This older successful guy, he will oftentimes have opportunities with younger women, right? Women with less baggage, less emotional problems, who he's more physically attracted to, all of that sort of a thing. So you've got to ask yourself the question, why would the man actually commit to you? And oftentimes these younger women, guys, they'll just hook up with the guys. I think we all know this at this point, that, you know, women, because they're strong and empowered these days, they're going out here and doing whatever they want with their bodies. They're hooking up with the older dudes left, right, and center. And so it's effectively pricing these older women out, because the older men go, hey, why would I take this seriously? Yes, I'm an older guy, but there's younger women who are interested in me.
Yeah, I mean, if the guy's single by the age of the 50 like her, or even 45, I don't know, he's probably settled to to be alone the rest of his life already. So he will just want to. I mean, he is very well established already in his life. Why a man like that will decide to to meet a woman like her and have a family with this age after all his life with a lot of burdens and problems to build up all everything that he conquered? Why throw all of that away with a woman that just met you now with everything ready and is bringing herself like a full load, a full baggage of problems from past relationships to your life, when you just become more attractive to a younger female and you can just hook up with them, yeah, I think it's pretty much easy to understand. It's not complicated. It's not. It's very much simple. That's the choice that men are making. The truth is that women have more choices, have more, we have everything when we are younger, but as we get older, we start to lose things. And while men acquire stuff within time, it works totally opposite. Men and women are different in many, many, many ways, really. This is another proof of it, I guess.
Me, who don't require commitment from me, who aren't going to nag me, who don't have all of this baggage and so on.
All the time, especially on a Friday night. So that thought did cross my mind. And so I was kind of mad, but he was like, I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I will not be bad with her. Like, for her age, I don't think she's that bad in appearance, But what else? I mean, you have 50. You have to be other stuff to present to a partner besides her appearance. You have 50. You probably the person you wanna try to meet now is it's for build a family. It's to have something together to last long until the end of your lives. Now, I mean, probably you're trying that for much longer without success. So why it's not working? If like for your appearance, for your age, I think it's okay. So why it's not working for you? It's probably because your personality. It's because of all the baggage, all the shit baggage that you brought to yourself from all your life, you know?
Sorry, I should have told you earlier. It's like, that's why I didn't respond to your text, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And, you know, and I actually was like, you know what? I don't love this at all. In fact, it makes me kind of mad. And I'm kind of feeling really bad about it, because I said, do you even really have time for a relationship? You know, you have these 3 kids and whatever. And he was like, yeah, you know, I think I do. And I was like, okay, you know, and we kind of talked through it. And again, he was like, I'm sorry. And I said, I also didn't love that you didn't respond to my text. Even if you didn't know what you wanted to do, you should have just said that, like, hey, you know, I'm still not sure what we're going to be doing. So give me a minute or an hour, whatever it is. And then I'll, you know, get back to you.
Oh, and detail, she's saying over 50. So I don't think she has exactly 50. She probably has more than that. And maybe she's not comfortable in saying.
Just by the way, I don't know why this woman just doesn't go to a different room that doesn't have the dogs in it. Okay, she could set up her phone anywhere. But, you know, that aside, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to explain something. This woman is sitting here, you know, and trying to be like, hey, you need to do this. You should have done that, you know, and she's getting pissed. Okay, and what's going to happen is this dude's just going to realize, like, why am I dealing with a 50-plus-year-old woman who's getting pissed at me for not following up with plans when I can just go out there and hook up with some, you know, late 20-year-old or whatever, or early 30-year-old woman who's going to be interested in me and who's going to not be nagging me about, you know, following through with plans. Now, I'm not here to say whether or not that's right. Like, if this guy made commitments to go and see her, whatever, I'm not saying it's the right or wrong thing to do. But the guys are simply going to sit here and they're going to go, why am I?
And it's a cycle, because this guy, he will mess with the head, with the, you know, of these younger girls. And she will have, they will have a lot of bad experience with guys that are just hooking up like this, you know. And when they have like around her age or even lower, they will be totally like reaping already. For it's a cycle. It's a eternal cycle.
I'm dealing with this hassling from a 50-plus-year-old woman about these sorts of things, like especially the guys who are well off. You know,
she probably done the same when she was younger. She probably was used to date guys. I mean, when she was 20, 25, she probably was dating someone 35, 40.
Guys who have options, the guys who have made some money or worked on their physique for a very long period of time, who are incredibly stable and desirable to women, that sort of a thing. These guys are just going to be like, I don't want to be nagged, man. You know, I could go out on a date with this 50-plus-year-old woman, but, you know, she I don't know, she's just kind of grumpy and she gets pissed off whenever I don't do something. I'm just not going to deal with it, you know? And then the guys move on.
And I also owned my anxiety, though. I was like, I know that I'm also anxious, and I own that.
Oh, yeah, good. That helps a lot to find a partner. Wow, amazing.
Whatever, if you don't respond to a text, I know I don't need to read that much into it. So I guess we had an okay conversation. You know, he really didn't say like, but here's when I want to see you again. Like, I would have loved that. So I actually said, well, when am I going to see you again? And he was like, well, next.
Why he would say such a thing? Just so you go on like insane modes, like on rampage, like saying a lot of shit to him, because you probably went crazy at the moment that he say that, you know, and that's probably the result that would happen, and that's why he didn't want to say.
You know, next week I don't have my kids, and I know we talked about getting together on Father's Day, which is Sunday, and I was like, I can't do that. And he's like, okay, well, how about Monday or Tuesday night? So we decided on Tuesday night. But still, I feel like he could have like come over for coffee or asked to have breakfast with me tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. And so we got off the phone, and I just feel terrible, and
Yeah, so the reason why this woman feels terrible is because the man is not exhibiting a high level of interest in this woman. You know, he's focusing on his kids, maybe he's out with some other woman, whatever the case may be. And it upsets these women, right? Because they're like, well, I want a relationship now. You know, I want a guy who's going to invest time and energy and effort into me. And the men simply are not doing that, especially the men that the women want. And the
Of
funny thing
course
is,
not.
guys, is the men don't typically
What amuses me the most is that we all know, can see that, but she can't. Why? Why she can't? We have here my oldest people from the most very different ages. You know, and I think we all can see that. Very clear. I don't know how she cannot see that as well.
have a reason to. You know, it's not like many of these, especially older men, it's not like they're like, wow, let me just go out here and get into a
How I'm with my 20s can see that, and she with 50 can't.
relationship. I'm so excited to share my life with a woman. A lot of these dudes have had ex-wives, they've had ex-girlfriends, they know what it's like, and they're simply not interested in dating seriously. And that's what fills these women with anxiety, is because they're looking for that stability. They're looking for that long-term relationship, and the man's just not willing to provide it.
So we got off the phone, and I just feel terrible, and I just feel like, I don't know, something in me is telling me that something seems really off. Mm-hmm. And again, here I go, like, is it my anxiety or is it my intuition? And I just don't know.
Intuition.
And I guess I won't know until time goes.
She's crying because first she wanted people to feel bad about her. You know, it's like, yeah. You know how it is, like, maybe she's not getting too much empathy and compassion from people who are watching her, and she is crying out to get this. And I mean, this is not like 100% like it's not like she so consciously thinking that, but a bit unconscious. She kind of knows, but she is not like consciously forcing herself to cry, you know? It's more or less like that. And there's also that she's just a very unhinged person. You know, if it's very unhinged. She's not stable.
On, you know, but like part of me is like, I should just end it now because, you know, what if he's lying? But then there's another part of me that's like, well, what if he's not lying? And what if his 16-year-old is an odd 16-year-old who likes to stay home with her dad on a Friday night? What if he is telling me the truth, you know? And so I don't know. So I guess the thing that's like sticking in my head is like, if you don't know what to do, then just don't do anything, you know? So I think I'm just not going to do anything, and I'm just going to see how he shows up. But if this like bad feeling and this sadness or whatever you want to call it, it continues, like, and if, you know, if he continues to kind of treat me this way, because that was not okay. Like canceling a date at noon on Friday, I don't love that. In fact, I hate it, and I deserve more than that. And
I deserve more than that. No, you don't. You don't deserve. Forget what you deserve. If you really wanted to find a partner, you better start to think more about your partner and offer something to your partner than yourself and what you deserve. You cannot choose anymore. Come on, even if you are still younger, I don't think you should go start a relationship thinking 100% in what you deserve, you know? Because because oftentimes, most of the times, what we think we really deserve, it's too much overestimated, you know? You have a conception that you deserve more than you actually do. If one looks actually like how you behave yourself, how good or not you are. So there is this illusion in your mind of what you deserve. That, by the way, I don't see any data, but I bet like men have a better idea about what they actually deserve, and than women. I think woman thinks, you know, but I think it's very clear to everyone at this point already. I don't know. I don't have data or anything. It's just my guess. It's just my guess. She's still the adolescent. She's like dating over 50. She had another one ruined, and she still cannot figure this out. she's still thinking about what she deserves.
And there's that deserve word.
Yeah, it's
And you know, you
laughable.
might feel inclined to empathize with this woman, guys, but I want to stress a couple of things. Number one, again, this is a woman who's dating over 50 years of age. Okay, this woman has had like, you know, arguably over 3 decades to have a serious relationship and, you know, get married and all of that sort of stuff. Now, I have empathy for this woman if she's a widow, but generally that's not the case, right? So that's the first thing there why I don't feel empathy. Second of all, I don't really have empathy for people who cry on camera. Don't particularly like that. You know, because again, a lot of these women are just looking for sympathy. But
Oh, it's exactly what I said. So I'm not crazy.
and also the last point here is that these women could absolutely date somebody if they wanted to, right? Like they make no mistake, guys. This woman, even at 50 years of age, she has significantly more power in the dating.
No, I don't doubt that. In fact, I don't think it's only women thing. I think men as well. I think for men it's even easier than her. It's like I was saying, it's way easier than for her to find, you know, I wouldn't go as far as say as a partner. You can find a partner as well, but you can, if not, you can just hook up, you know, and you were pretty good, you're pretty much fine with that age. Will be easier, way easier than you're younger, probably.
Dating market than the average man ever will. And she could go out there and have a significant other. She could probably even get married at this age. Some simp out there will marry her. But of course, the question is, what kind of a man is going to do that? And the answer to that question is not the man she wants. Okay? And I would also argue this woman probably doesn't even have a relationship with this guy. It doesn't sound like. Okay, this is just a casual dating situation. She's probably hooked up with him and there's still no commitment. So she's feeling really quite anxious because she hasn't managed to get commitment out of this guy yet. And that's the thing, right? Is like women will try and leverage their bodies and emotions and all of that to try and hook these guys in. But a lot of the guys are simply not buying it, man. You know, like they're not buying it. And also, using your body as a way to try and lure in men to long-term relationships is a bad idea, right? If you're going to go out here and hook up with him a bunch of times before you've even got a relationship with him, that's probably not going to work in your best interests. The same way, by the way, as men leading with money, leading with their wallet. You know, you're just going to have women who use you for your money and then bounce. In the same way, if you're a woman and you just date a guy for 6 months, what's going to happen is he's just going to have his fun and probably not commit to you.
Okay, like canceling a date at noon on Friday, I don't love that. In fact, I hate it, and I deserve more than that. And so there is a big part of me that's like, this is not okay, and I should just break up with a guy. But I'm not 100% sure, so leave me a comment down below and let me know what y'all think. Okay, thanks. Love you guys.
Goodness me. So 50 years of age, guys, still dating, still looking for the one. Absolutely hilarious stuff. Now, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Tayashi, and Zaela Zhezzaia. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very, very much. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. I don't know what to say anymore. To really, like, I really don't know what to say. Oh my god. This is so freaky sick. She still doesn't realize after all these years. She's not realized what's the problem. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as I did. It was pretty much fun. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Patreon, Discord, Ko-Fi, Tron. Consider support me on Ko-Fi so I can get the fuck out of this terrible evil country as fast as possible. And I will see you all guys in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!